Welcome to a conversation with PrecisionAg Institute partners with Paul Schrimpf, Executive Editor, PrecisionAg Professional. Here's Paul.
Well, welcome, Ernie. Thanks for joining us today. So we're here at the InfoAg Conference, and you had a couple days, almost 2 full days to walk around. Is there anything that kind of strikes you as interesting in the last 2 days?
Well, like many years, we're seeing still a churn on the people here. Some of the exhibitors, some missing people, mainstays, and you see different emphasis. In a way, one could argue there's nothing new, but in a way, I still think it's a very relevant event because they're showing more kind of excitement and real traction around precision adoption. So for the people that are ho-hum on the show, I think this year we're seeing better real engagement and seeing a few companies bringing a larger contingent and a little better attendance in sessions and that sort of thing. So I'm still high on the show and its benefit to people. Kind of still wondering why some people aren't here among retailers, but seeing some impressive groups from retailers who are engaging. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's, to some degree, I wonder if there's just indecision about exactly what direction to go. I mean, you really, if you invest in something like this and you want to do it, you almost want to come with a clear purpose. And purpose can be a little hard to find with so many different companies and so many different visions of where to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've liked the program this year. I think there's some good sessions that are getting a little more specific. I mean, the retailers, the growers, are looking for that clear path forward. They're tired of changing or being spun in circles. In sessions that we were involved in, we'd ask a show of hands of who's in the room, and yeah, it's better retailer contingent, not so much grower. Still positive.
Yeah, and the retailers, in conferences that we've done along with this one, there's certainly a desire to try to help their farmer customers to negotiate the data and to make something out of all the things that they're collecting.
Yeah, and I think I've heard multiple sessions where someone made the point of bring definite value. Examine what value are you bringing, and can you explain that value to a grower? So it's still kind of the Wild West. We're seeing lots of acquisitions and different sort of disrupting, but no, maybe it isn't that different, right? So it's still a bit of the Wild West, but you need to be here if you are going to be in this game. That's the way we approach it. So
sure. I mean, you're working with a lot of retailers, with your software and bringing a lot of capabilities. What are they telling you that they're looking for? What are customers really striving to do when it comes to precision programs?
I am hearing the desire to operate as more of at an enterprise level. Still, coalescing around doing things in a more consistent fashion across the whole organization. They're not like isolated silos of each guy doing his own thing. So they're working as an enterprise, a little more holistic view of how to have a relationship with the grower. They're interested in treating them as, not separate silos, but a more complete view. And there's a lot of interest in the larger, more comprehensive solutions.
I think it's definitely true. There's a recognition that the farmers want to farm. They really want to be able to get to something that lends something to the operation that they can add on, that they can bolt on without necessarily changing all their farming practices or needing to make drastic changes to what they're doing.
Yeah, I think retailers are seeing that their best play to stay relevant is help the grower in the grower's goals, right? If the farmers, if you can help him make more money, you're actually going to have a tighter relationship than did you bring some advice that helped you sell out your inventory of a product. So I'm seeing a stronger long-term vision to their need to be closely aligned with the grower's goals, the farmers' wishes kind of rule. And the retailers that get that will have a strong position and will be maintained, I believe. So.
Sure. Anything in the way of new technologies or different ways of either thinking or approaching that you've seen here or either in the last few months as you've gone through the year that are particularly compelling or interesting? Or
Well, sadly, I don't have any one thing to pull out. You know, some years everyone's all excited about a certain technology, and we're not in the hardware side of things. Certainly, I have heard multiple sessions resonating around this ROI or profitability. And the ROI is so cliche in a way, so we're trying to purge that from our lingo. But there is multiple companies focusing in on that profitability, and I think that's a good direction. So no one thing stood out. It's a good information exchange event, and so I'd like to see the attendance grow. This is a great event that's put on every year, and on one hand you don't have time to be here, but you don't have time not to be here. So it remains a strong event, I think.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you joining us today, Ernie. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome, Paul.
For more information about the Precision Ag Institute, visit precisionag.com/institute.